On today's episode of What I Read Today, it's volume 17 of Record of Rendering. Or, well, I guess Record of Ragnarök. A series that is coming to define what can be done in the modern age of manga. This volume centers on Beelzebub and the start of his fight with Nikola Tesla, whom I'm pretty sure they included as an excuse to have Iron Man in here. As usual, the volume is beautiful. I like the little backstory of Beelzebub, but this is Record of Ragnarök. The story is not the point, it's the action. If the story were the point, well, it would not be Record of Ragnarök. There's a reason why they have 3 people working on this. It's to produce a high-quality weekly fight series that is at the highest point of quality that can be produced for any type of shonen battle series. But I believe that this is probably one of the more well-done backstories, and they're showing off their rendering the whole time. Reading Record of Ragnarök is almost like watching a movie. But also, well, normally I would never give Netflix credit, and they do not deserve credit when it comes to anime and all the horrible, horrible things they have done to so many animes. You have to give them a little leeway with Nikola Tesla. He looked awkward in the manga. This whole... everything that's being done with Nikola Tesla seems like they want a chance to use the void space in a manga that's entirely focused on the rendering. Now, I like Nikola Tesla. I like his character. He's a golden boy, and this is like the inverse of the Hercules versus Jack the Ripper fight, where none of the gods like their candidate, and everyone seems to like Nikola Tesla. So while this is the inverse, you have to admit, he does not look like he belongs here. Netflix never had a chance. There was no way anyone could have made Nikola Tesla not look so awkward when he looks awkward in the series. Yeah, he's always happy, kind of golden boy of a character. And it's like, well, I like him. He looks so awkward. It's like, still very well done. It's just, Nikola Tesla is always going to look awkward. He looks as awkward as he acts, honestly. But yeah, I like this fight so far. I like Beelzebub with his spear and shield from Resonance. I like Nikola Tesla with his innovation and attitude, even though I think he's just pulling a lot of it out of thin air. I like that we get a little bit more on Beelzebub, but there's a lot more mystery left to Beelzebub. And we also get Adamus, whom is not dead as he was described during the Poseidon fight. He seems to have been brought back through the works of seemingly both Hades and Beelzebub. Towards the end, we get a lot more of Adamus. But yeah, I like Nikola Tesla. I like his confidence. We're probably going to get his backstory in the next volume. I've already been spoiled on pretty much all of it via anime clips on YouTube. But still, amazing volume for Record of Ragnarök. They're always the same quality. The story writing is never to the same level as other series, but that's not the point. That's never been the point. we knew that this would never be a heavy, dense story from the first volume, so I won't be disappointed as this goes on, because they established that this is what it is. It gives you the best it can at what it does. I will say, they do make good use of the void space to draw your attention into the panels. This is probably the least rendering I've seen in Record of Ragnarok, but that's just so they could show use of the void space. We're seeing a lot more electricity than in other fights that had reason to have electricity. When you look at their power set, you would think that would almost be like the first battle in Record of Ragnarok with Thor, but it's not. I do like this. I like it a lot. And it still looks movie quality all the way through. But yeah, give Netflix a little bit of credit here. They had an impossible task of making Nikola Tesla look not so awkward when he does not fit into anything. But also, I think that's the point of Nikola Tesla. It's been established that throughout all the characters, he is the odd one out. Yeah, Record of Ragnarok Volume 17. Next volume's coming out soon. I'm very happy that I get to read these as they come out. It's one of the only two series that I buy as they come out. The other one being One Piece. But yeah. Very happy to have this in my collection. I'll be rereading them again. I reread all the Record of Ragnaroks shortly before I started this YouTube channel. So, eventually I'll reread them again. This series has a very high rereadability. If you want a series that you will read and then reread again over and over again, this has a very similar quality when reading to like watching something like Dragon Ball. But it has none of the pacing issues. Heavily suggest this. It's always going to be a 10 out of 10 for me. Mostly because I don't include story in the ranking for this, because it was established from the very beginning that was never the point. This is a very addictive series, easy to get hooked, easy to read all the way through in a day. So, if you want a series you're going to reread many times over and read fast, this is the reading equivalent of binging. So, have a good day.